Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about what to expect for this week regarding the financial markets, stock markets, the every market, whatever. So you guys know how I think, right? I think it's important to stay informed on the news, and I know you guys definitely like that. You guys like to know what's going on, and I like to know what's going on as well. But let me just say this. Please, whatever you do not manage your portfolios based on what's going on in the market and what analysts are saying and what these publications are saying. You know, last thing you want to do is pull a me, Kevin, and because you read one Bloomberg post that said SH9T, all of a sudden you decide to sell your entire portfolio. You know, you don't want to do that. But I do think it's important to stay informed, especially when some of these events are important. And I will say that this week is actually a very important week for a number of reasons. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. I'm going to read my notes that I wrote down because there's no way I'm memorizing all of this. Okay, so last Tuesday, Fed Governor Brainard said that the central bank could start reducing its balance sheet as soon as May and would be doing so at a rapid pace. The day after, on Wednesday, the Fed minutes were released, and almost all FOMC members were in agreement that the Federal Reserve will have to adopt a faster pace in shrinking its balance sheet in order to get a handle on America's inflation problem. To put this into perspective, the Fed will now begin selling $95 billion worth of bonds per month. Now, this upcoming week will be the beginning of earnings season with big banks such as JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo to kick things off. Now, for me personally, this is important for me because I think you guys know I do own bank stocks. I'm bullish on them. I've owned them for a while. I do own Wells Fargo and I do own Bank of America in my portfolio. So these earnings are going to be very important to me, and I think for everybody else who has bank stocks in their portfolio. We want to see how those earnings look, so it'll be very interesting to see. The number one thing that everyone is going to have on their eyes, however, is not actually going to be earnings. It is going to be the latest inflation data, otherwise known as CPI, which will be released on Tuesday. Now, several analysts and banks have warned that the month of March's inflation read, which will be released on April 12th, Tuesday, will likely be very ugly. They've been predicting this for a while now, and I actually agree with them. Given the whole timing of the Russia-Ukraine thing and gas prices and everything, I kind of agree with them. I think that March will probably be very ugly. March's CPI reading. And so they are predicting that inflation will rise to an annual rate of 8.5%. Now, UBS is predicting that consumer prices will begin to fall afterwards and that the March inflation reading will likely be the peak. And they're not the only ones. There are other banks and analysts that have been predicting the same thing. They think that with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, they see March being the absolute peak of inflation, which could happen. That'd be great. Now, let's address this recession stuff because I feel like I seriously feel like everybody and their grandmother is freaking talking about a recession is coming. Like, it is insane. You are seeing every economist in the world, every freaking news anchor for, CNBC or Fox Business or whatever is talking about it. Every YouTuber, which most YouTubers don't even know what that means, what a recession is, or they're just going with whatever the media is going with. But everybody and their grandmother is saying that a recession is coming. So I hate to be that person, but I am going to lean on the opposite side. I do not think a recession is coming. I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to pull up all these charts and get all nerdy and all that because you know what? I'm just not like that. Okay? It's just not me. Could I do deep research and figure all that out and pull out charts? Sure, but I'm going to give you guys a very simple reason. Because everybody and their grandmother is saying it. You are seeing so much bearish sentiment regarding fears of a recession that it makes me think in my mind, there's no way we're going to get one. Because if we did, that means everybody predicted it. And what do we know about the market and the history of the market? You cannot predict macroeconomics. I showed you guys in one of my videos. They did a survey of like 150 recessions, and they had all of the best economists in the world try to predict it, and they only were able to predict 5 out of like 147. They were only able to predict 5. So with all this bearish sentiment that is going on, I just don't see it happening. Just telling you guys my honest opinion based on what I've read and what I've seen. I know for me personally, I can't wait to get out and spend money. I have money on my balance sheet. I think a lot of households have money on their balance sheet. I think a lot of households have money in the bank and they're ready to go off and spend it and have a good time. That's why I've been investing in, I guess not too many travel stocks, but I've been looking at Carnival Cruise Line, and you guys know I'm investing in Disney. And the main reason I'm investing in Disney is because I think people are going to go outside and spend money. It's that simple. So I personally don't see a recession. I think there's just too much money. Even beyond that, I just think that households have too much money. Like I don't see a recession coming. I think what will make me more nervous about a recession is if everybody was saying the market's bullish and everything's going to go up and it's going to be lovely and crazy gains. But I think the fact that everybody and their freaking grandmother is saying we're going to have a recession kind of tells me that we're probably not going to have a recession, because literally everybody is saying it. So those are my thoughts. I still believe that there's pent up demand. I know it personally from the people I've talked to, my family. A lot of people that I know plan to travel. My family plans to travel within between now and the next like 6 to 9 months. Everybody in my family plans to travel. All of my friends plan to travel. They plan to go out and spend money, and they have money saved up to do that. So I don't see how an indicator like that could signal a recession. Now, it will be interesting to see what the banks say this week in their earnings calls. I'm sure a lot of the bank CEOs are going to address fears of recession and how likely they think it'll happen and different things like that, and what economic things they're seeing regarding the consumer. So that'll be interesting to see. I'll definitely have my eye out on that. But if you want my honest opinion, I know that May is historically a pretty bad month for the stock market. So for me personally, I'm not thinking about a recession because the stocks I'm in are going to hold up well anyway. My index fund will be fine in a recession. Apple, Google, Microsoft, if it drops 20, 30%, I'll just buy more. Don't care. So for me personally, recession really does not scare me. I think the scarier thing, more so than stocks, is like actual real life if we get a recession, because recessions suck in the actual real human society. They're terrible. And for those who don't know, we literally had one in 2020. Look how that was. It was horrible. So that's what I think regarding that. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. And yeah, there you have it. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.